Welcome back, Broncos, to Western Entertainment Television. I'm Tommy DeYoung.
And I'm John Carroll.
Connecting you to WMU.
In this episode, we will recap National Campus Sustainability Day, review the film Gravity, give you a look behind the scenes at the new Archives Center, help you get ready for the Western Central weekend. But first, let's take a look at what students think about the smoking ban, set to take effect on campus by next fall. Here is this episode's segment of People on the Street.
Well, I don't smoke personally, but I guess if I did, I wouldn't be very happy. So I guess in like certain areas, I feel like that they should have it be a smoke area just so those people are allowed to. But on other certain areas, like around maybe campus buildings where people may not want to see smoking or breathe it in, then it should be smoke free.
I think it really sucks some ass.
I kind of have mixed emotions about it. I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I personally don't like smoke. But I feel like for the people that do smoke, that won't be kind of fair, I guess, to have them go to a separate part of the campus or anywhere else on campus, period, to just have a smoke. I don't know.
I don't like to walk by the smoke and inhale it, but it's a time for like students to gather, and it's like something they share. Like outside the valleys, a lot of students gather, and that's where a lot of freshmen meet a lot of new people. So if that right's taken away from them, like I don't think that's cool.
Kind of wish they actually had maybe one or two designated smoking areas other than in your car, but I understand that. You know, there are other schools that I was surprised we didn't go to it sooner. You know, I mean, because right now it's 25 feet from buildings. So now it'll just be the entire campus, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. I think there are plenty of people that don't want to be around smoke. So
I do not approve of it simply because I think they're trying to villainize smokers because people have been smoking. They, back in the 40s and 50s, everyone put a huge thing on smoking as so vital to the economy, and now it's like they're trying to villainize people who smoke anywhere. And I feel like I understand that you shouldn't be close to buildings or all up in people's face, blowing smoke in people's face. But at the same time, I feel like the only one it's harming is yourself. As long as you understand that, then I feel like you should be free to smoke outside.
Okay, if there are designated smoking areas, then I think it's a good idea for everyone.
I am a little bit of a smoker. I mean, I'm not a chain smoker or anything like that. But I think that if that's what a lot of people want, then it's something that I'd have to do myself, and if that's what they want, then sure, that's what should happen.
I don't think it should be banned on campus just because so many people do it. Like, I feel like they're just trying to find people.
It's everyone should be free to do whatever they want, and
we're not doing it in buildings.
And we're not blowing any smoke in anyone's face or forcing anyone to come smoke or
Yeah, it's an individual thing.
It's just how we feel about it.
So Tommy, what do you think about the smoking ban?
John, I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. The smell of it is horrible to me, and I just don't like it here on campus. So I'm for it. You?
That's good. Yeah, same here. It's I don't want to say it's disgusting, but it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it is pretty gross. Although I will admit I've tried hookah every now and then, and that's not as bad because it's like a contained area off campus. But on campus, I don't want to walk to class and have somebody in front of me smoking a cigarette and then it gets in my face.
Yeah, it's just all the chemicals. It doesn't feel good.
I feel you. And speaking of chemistry, here is a riddle for you. What does the periodic table of elements and samba have in common? A lot more than you think. Up next, we have Jamie Probst with the answer.
On November 1st, Friday, between the hours of 7 and 10 p.m., the Kalamazoo section of the American Chemical Society, KACS, held the Chemistry and Culture Element of Dance event at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts. Spearheaded by Dr. Elke Schulfers, chair of the KACS and a Western Michigan University professor in the Department of Chemistry, Chemistry and Culture Element of Dance was a free event open to the public designed to achieve the following goals as stated by the KACS official website. Offer a social networking opportunity for the members of the KACS and the public. Educate the general public about the goals and activities of KACS. Highlight the connections between chemistry and culture. Encourage student participation. Instill an appreciation for how chemistry contributes to the world in many ways, and forge ties with the local community. The event was also a celebration of chemists who have expressed passion for activities outside of their field, namely Dr. Alfred Bader, an Austrian-born Canadian chemist who is also a philanthropist and a lifelong fine arts collector. The Molecular Foundation of Movement exhibit was displayed in the lobby, educating guests on the chemical happenings of regular physical phenomena such as body odor and pheromones as they socialized over refreshments and KACS literary materials. Meanwhile, in the dance room, event-goers were treated to showcase dances of Dr. James Grunsky and Jenny Grunberg, DMD, with a salsa mambo, and Dr. Schulfers and Art Downey with an Argentine tango. The audience was then invited to show some footwork of their own with the Cupid Shuffle and an introductory Roomba lesson by Drs. Grunsky and Schulfers. Chemistry and Culture Elements of Dance was a repeat of 2012 when the event proved successful. Here's hoping for another hurrah next year. For more on the KACS, visit kalamazooacs.org.
In the last episode of WeTV, we introduced our new segment, Bronco Hotspot, a 4-minute feature highlighting students and organizations nominated by you. Featured in this episode, Bronco Hotspot is the RSO curriculum to uplift and broadcast. Here's YBOT reporter Bianca Anderson with more information on the organization.
I'm Bianca Anderson, and this is the first feature of Bronco Hotspot. This week, I spoke with Malcolm McCants, who is the president of the RSO Curriculum to Uplift and Broadcast, also known as KACS. KACS began around fall 2011 and is an organization here on Western's campus. The goal of KACS is to help young men and women express their talents and hobbies by building the proper skills and promoting those talents through social events. Recently, KACS held an event on East Campus in the Little Theater. The event was called Wild 'N Out, inspired by actor Nick Cannon's popular MTV show. Wild 'N Out, which is a freestyle comedy show where two teams battle to see who's funniest. The event was free and had a great turnout. In the next few weeks, clubs plan to set up a series of events to take place in the spring semester, beginning with KACS Week, which will be later announced. Here is what McCants said the goal of the organization is.
The organization is about, uplifting kids, uplifting students, helping them out with different skills that they may feel like they have, and we help them show those skills throughout promoting events or being in the events as a whole. So our events are strictly based off what students can do for themselves and how they can, show their skill or talent.
If interested, visit them on Twitter and Instagram at C.U.B.Z WMU or KACS WMU.
Western Michigan University's Office for Sustainability went all out for National Sustainability Day this year. A roundtable discussion kicked off the event on Tuesday, October 22nd, followed by a full day of events on the 23rd, ending with the first ever Sustainability Slam. Up next is a recap from the festivities from TK Galoni.
In conjunction with National Campus Sustainability Day, the WMU Office for Sustainability held a full day of events on Wednesday, October 23rd. The day included guided campus sustainability tours, presentations of student-produced videos in the University Climate Action Plan, and OFS Open House, and the first ever Sustainability Slam. During the Slam, participants had 2 minutes to describe what sustainability means to them and to share ideas for sustainable projects and initiatives. Here's a look at presentations from the audience's favorite top 3 slammers.
Level. With every tree we nurture, we get communities, ecosystems, ecological services for free. Since the dawn of the human family, trees have provided our species shelter, food, fiber, and medicine. Trees inspire art, literature, poetry. Trees are foundations of religion, landscape, architecture, industry, and science. Trees fill us with joy and wonder as children, with countless leaves and colors and lofty perches on which to climb. Why is it then that we disrespect trees? We see them as ornaments, obstacles, optional. A resource that we can exploit with no consequence.
But I don't have time. I think that we need to foster conversations where people can get into their hearts, where they can talk about a possibility where each of us can become as whole and full as we could possibly be, where we can start talking about the gifts we want to bring into the world. And I think when we do that, all of these other projects start to really happen because we're walking together, right? Our passions are there. That's what I gotta say. Thank you. Transition. How do we make the transition to a sustainable, resilient community? Well, Rob Hopkins says if we wait for government, it'll be too little, too late. If we expect individuals to do it, it'll be too little, but if we as a community, as communities come together to do it, it might be just enough, just in time. Transition.
As noted during the roundtable discussion, sustainability can have a variety of meanings. Here's what some students had to say about sustainability and how it affects them.
Sustainability to me means not expanding beyond the reaches that we already have and staying or becoming a smaller community.
I'd say sustainability to me, although it kind of encompasses everything, I'd say it just is improving the economic welfare of the I guess the world, the globe, as well as improving the social equity at the same time. So developing with the mindset of improving the welfare of everybody else, not developing to make more money.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, I'm just a student, so I'm trying, and it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do, especially when you're working, within a society that's not necessarily focused on the idea of sustainability. But I mean, within my everyday life, I try to at least reduce my impact. Then, whether it's switching the water off then when you're soaking up in the shower, or whether it's like riding your bike, not owning a car in that respect then, or it's using your eco mug especially. So and even just like what you eat, is coffee the best thing to be drinking then if you're getting it way over in South America or in Africa then, what things can you find that are caffeinated gives you a buzz for a stimulant then that are in the area.
The Office for Sustainability sponsors sustainable student initiatives on campus through the Student Sustainability Grant. Have a great idea on how to make WMU a better place? Submit your grant proposal at wmish.edu/sustainability/grants before November 21st. For Western Entertainment Television, I'm TK Gloney. Now back to you, Tommy and John.
Well, it looks like Hollywood doesn't need to make up aliens to captivate an audience. Outer space is scary enough as is. Jamie Probst elaborates in this episode's segment of Movie Madness.
Welcome to Movie Madness. I'm Jamie Probst, and I'm going to be talking about Gravity. From the director of 2006's Children of Men and 2004's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity depicts Sandra Bullock and George Clooney as astronauts who survived the destruction of a space shuttle via collision with debris and must find a way to return to Earth. Gravity is one of the most masterful films I've seen when it comes to visual effects and cinematography. The computer-generated graphics are seamlessly blended in with live action and practical effects, and the dynamic camera work, from 15-minute tracking shots to point-of-view shots, makes the viewer feel as if they are in the endless, friction-free void of space themselves. Accompanying stunning visuals is an equally exceptional score by Stephen Price, which heightens the emotional impact of an environment otherwise devoid of sound. If one flaw must be said against the film, it's that it doesn't have any of the innovation the visuals received when it comes to character and narrative. The characters, while rounded enough to feel like real people, are far from complex, and there are no real surprises with story structure, as all plot points are clearly and plainly spelled out, and then later neatly paid off. However, this minimalism can be said to work to the movie's advantage, as it allows the viewers to sympathize and identify with the characters from the word go, and makes deeper analysis for much more accessible for the casual moviegoer. Gravity is a testament to the fact that the movie-going experience is not quite yet dead. This is a movie that must be seen in the theater in order to achieve its full impact. So, if you have cash to burn as well as time, I recommend you spend it seeing on just how hard the universe wants to kill Sandra Bullock. Upcoming films to look out for include the second installment of The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, set to release November 22nd, and Disney's loose adaptation of Hans Christian Andersen's Snow Queen, Frozen, releasing November 27th. If you want to go to the movies now, however, Ender's Game, directed and written by Gavin Hood, is out now. Adapted from the science fiction novel by Orson Scott Card, Ender's Game stars Asa Butterfield, who you may know from his appearances in Hugo and The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, as Andrew Ender Wiggin, a gifted child sent to an advanced military academy out in space to prepare for a future alien invasion. I'm Jamie Probst, and that was your Movie Madness.
In the last episode, we gave you a look at the dedication of the new WMU Archives and Regional Histories Collection Center. This week, we take you behind the scenes to see some of the building's outstanding features and hidden treasures.
Recently opened in October of 2013, the Charles C. and Lynn L. Zhang Legacy Collection Center is now home to the Archives and Regional History Collections. The archives used to be held in East Hall on East Campus, but now they have made their way into their brand new home. The new building features a very comfortable reading room, as well as an amazing new system for storing the archives. YBOT was invited back behind all the doors into the most amazing part of the facility. The shelves are so high that they actually need a lift just to get some of the archives down. And YBOT was lucky enough to catch someone actually using it. YBOT met up with Archives and Regional History Collections Director Sharon Carlson to hear some amazing history about the university and about the region in which the university is located.
This is a copy of a flyer from 1963. And this is announcing Dr. Martin Luther King's visit to Western's campus. I expect we'll hear more about this particular visit because now in 2013, it's the 50-year anniversary of this visit. And here we have the Western Herald. We have a full run of the Herald from 1916 to date. This is from 1982. And at this point, I think the Herald was published probably at least 3 times a week. In its heyday, it was published 4 times a week, and now it's published every day in an online version, just like regular newspapers. The news industry has changed, and the Western Herald has changed. But anyway, this one from '82 is kind of fun, and the headline here is "Wider Getting Boost from 10 to 100 watts." So fun stuff. So in our regional history collection, we have photographs. And these are photographs. This is probably circa 1870. This is probably from about 1890. And sometimes we know the identities of the individuals, sometimes we do not, and then they are consulted oftentimes for information on fashion or hairstyles. So these are a couple of examples of older photographs. This is a reproduction of an 1883 bird's eye view map, and this is kind of fun because it literally shows what Kalamazoo looked like in 1883. Of course, the community is much smaller, but you can clearly pick out the hill where the East Campus would be situated in about 20 years in the future. There's a street called Asylum Avenue, and Asylum Avenue was literally the street leading to the asylum. That is now known as Oakland Drive, and some of the former hospital buildings that no longer exist are prominently featured on this bird's eye view map.
YBOT also met up with some students to get their take on what working with the archives is like.
What's your favorite part about working here?
I like that they just give you like a project and you pretty much can not do whatever, but you do the project. It's not like someone else is telling you what you have to do for the project.
Mostly I process collections. When people bring in the older or their stuff that they want to donate, I have to go through it, organize it, and put it in an order so patrons who come and want to look at the artifacts or letters or whatever it is can look through it in a organized manner.
So if you didn't know, now you know. There's a place that has all kinds of historic artifacts, both printed and physical, that you can look at, browse through, and see what Western history was about before you got here. And not just Western history, Kalamazoo history. For Western Entertainment Television, I'm Pasha Ship.
Last week I had the chance to explore WMU's Army ROTC program, and here's what I found. Hey everyone, today I'll be covering Western Michigan University's Army ROTC Special FTX event, which for the first time is being held here, right on campus.
Up! Five! Today is a field training exercise for our freshmen, sophomore, and junior students to do a field training exercise in basic soldier tasks and ruck marching and land navigation between the points. During this exercise, we were actually conducting what we call a medical evacuation. What the students do is assess what the casualty is actually injured from, make sure that they've evaluated and treated the casualty correctly, and then they move them out to an area in which we would simulate a helicopter could come and pick up that casualty and rescue them. This year is a little bit different in that the squads were allowed to move together as a unit, moving based on their own plan from point A to point B and make sure that they get to all their stations. Previously, the focus was more on large group events, where this time around it's more individual knowledge and individual skills.
And here I'm working on the knowledge test. I'm running the knowledge test for them. It's a required event to test all the knowledge they've learned throughout their labs, MS classes, and through different military science. FTX. It's a training event we do once a semester. We bring all of the cadets together, put them in different squads, and we do a bunch of different training exercises for them to develop their leadership abilities and teamwork abilities.
We're rucking around, doing different challenges, got shot with paintballs, we've rode the boat, different things, just explore campus, better ourselves as soldiers and cadets.
It's actually not too bad. Can't think of a better way to spend a Halloween weekend, and it is a great start to the month of November.
I love it. I love being out here. I love training.
No shit, November!
Waking up early and working out. Honey badgers!
This year for FTX, we decided to do something a little different. Instead of going to Fort Custer and working solely on land nav, we allowed our cadets to have a lot more experience doing medevac, so treating a casualty, as well as doing some athletic components. So this year was really good, and our cadets learned a lot.
If you would like more information regarding Army ROTC here at Western Michigan University, go to their website, wmich.edu/ROTC, or like them on Facebook at Western Michigan University Army ROTC. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching my coverage of FTX. I'm Tommy DeYoung, reporting for WeTV. Back to you.
Get ready, Broncos! Before you know it, Western Central weekend will be upon us. The game is set for November 16th, with kickoff scheduled for noon at Waldo Stadium. Feeling unprepared? Don't worry. YBOT's Pasha Ship is up next with plenty of tips to help you get ready.
Hey Broncos, I'm sure that you're preparing for the Central Western game. And yes, it will be here on Western's campus, so get ready. And in order to get ready, I've got some tips for you on some cool things that you can do to prepare for the game. First up is snacks. It's a really important keystone in any good game. I would suggest some things that are healthy. You don't necessarily need to gorge on grease in order to get ready for the game. Some veggie plates with ranch dip would be pretty cool. Maybe some smoothies, something a little different. Try to incorporate some fruits and vegetables and get all your nutrients. In terms of what to wear for the game, it is November now, so it might be cold. I would recommend hats, gloves, scarves, maybe even blankets might be necessary. Anything that you might need to keep yourself warm under those cold conditions. Who knows, it might actually snow. And in terms of how to act during the game, yes, I know, they're the Chippewas. They are our rival. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you should act out of control. Just think about it this way. If you were in Chippewa country, would you want them to throw eggs at your car? I don't think so. So remember, Broncos, dress warm, eat healthy, and stay positive. Back to you in the studio.
WMU students have until Friday, January 31st, to nominate candidates for WMU's Distinguished Faculty Award. To nominate your favorite faculty scholar, visit wmiss.edu/research and click on the awards link on the left-hand side.
International Education Week will take place at WMU from November 16th through the 23rd. Some of the events scheduled include the Kalamazoo Russian Festival, International Cooking 101, Day of China, and much, much more. A detailed schedule of events can be found by visiting this link.
Habitat for Humanity's Shantytown, an annual awareness event where students spend the night outside to experience hardships faced by those less fortunate, is set for later this month. The first leadership training for the event is set for Tuesday, November 12th in Canley Chapel at 5 p.m. For more information, check out the WMU Habitat for Humanity Facebook page.
Make sure to tune in next time to see interviews with WMU alumni Joel Mueller, the founder of Mac Update, and much more. For Western Entertainment Television, I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Tommy DeYoung, connecting you to WMU.